Okay, Google. What's the hottest show on Netflix right now?
Opening Netflix. It seems to be November 22nd.
The following program is rated TVMA. It depicts suicidal ideation, blood, war, and other adult themes some may find uncomfortable. It is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to November 22nd, a single-cam hour-long thriller series following an alternate universe where during the Cold War, a Russian native trying to escape a nuclear wasteland makes the mistake of taking the identity of the older brother of JFK's assassin.
Amid the Cold War, the world is approaching nuclear annihilation, and Russian native Milo Sidorov wants to escape the radioactive communist USSR. Having stolen the identity of his late American friend, Milo must avoid the unforeseen American spies tracking him down while living in a nuclear wasteland he once called home. He's then put into the limelight when he learns the history of his new identity. The genres include action, adventure, historical, crime fiction, science fiction, dystopia, and alternate universe, ideals for Netflix's audience.
The budget for each episode will ideally cost around $2.75 million for the cost of ensuring realism.
Implied from the episode titles, the show is one of a darker nature and is inspired by tragic historical events. These modest titles give the audience a tease of what they're about to watch, but do not give it away completely.
After years of the ongoing tension between the US and Soviet Union during the Cold War, JFK's assassination on November 22nd horrified all of America. Following the murder, America launched nuclear bombs on the USSR due to connections with the assassin, Lee Harvey Oswald.
A nuclear holocaust became a devastating reality for the Soviet Union. To survive in the country reminiscent of his home with plans of escaping to France, Milo Sidorov takes it upon himself to steal his late American friend's identity and make it his own.
Much to his dismay, a second adversary came upon him, the National Security Agency. All Milo wants to do is to survive, but the odds are against him in his new and dangerous identity.
Stepanov plays a 30-year-old Russian native protagonist. He's impulsive, uncooperative, combative, defiant, and ambitious. He had an abusive family, so he lived with his mentor, Robert Oswald Jr., the only person he truly trusts.
Danson plays Milo's 51-year-old dead friend who met his demise before Milo could say goodbye. He's charming, intelligent, wise, helpful, articulate, apprehensive, cautious, and apologetic. He is the brother of Lee Harvey Oswald.
Jung plays a 28-year-old American national spy who will go to any extent to accomplish her given missions. As the chairwoman of an American terrorist group, she committed numerous crimes that have been overlooked due to her wealth and status. She's psychotic, fraudulent, charismatic, alluring, antagonistic, cunning, and mischievous.
Nyong'o plays a 27-year-old French native who is the first person Milo meets upon arriving in France. Feeling sorry for her situation, she provides him with a place to stay and becomes Milo's love interest, but their relationship is challenged by his potential deportation. She's preppy, optimistic, gullible, and friendly.
Medei plays Kennedy's 24-year-old assassin who was influenced by the communist ideologies of the Soviet Union during his service. He attempted to kill JFK during his first term as president, but failed. Although, at the end of Kennedy's second term, Lee successfully killed him. He's diligent, analytical, careful, and rebellious. He's considered a traitor by the states and a devil by the rest of the world.
De Niro plays the 55-year-old President Lyndon B. Johnson, who was sworn in after Kennedy's passing. During his 2 terms, he temporarily eased the tension of the Cold War. He was committed to the containment policy, which caused Americans to resent him, as his direct impact was fueling the war. During the late 70s, the explosion in Russia occurred in the middle of his second term as president.
Introduced to the stagnant life of Milo Sidorov, who worked with Robert Oswald Jr. It's cold, dim, and dreadful. Then, a blinding explosion.
Flash forward a week, Russia's been resentful towards America, tensions are high, the Russian city is seen to be a quarantine nuclear wasteland, there are gas-masked soldiers everywhere.
The so-called accident was facilitated by an American terrorist group, fueled by the Cold War. Robert demands that Milo flees Russia and escapes to France under his name. Robert isolates himself as Milo leaves. During his final moments, he writes a note and soon succumbs to radiation. To pay respect, please follow along.
Milo, if you're reading this note, then I'm already gone. You know you're like family. I don't have any regrets when it comes to you, except maybe one. The one secret I've kept all these years. The one lie I've told. I've carried it for years and never told anyone until now. Not sure why I'm saying this now, but you deserve to know. You know me, my name. What you don't know is that I, Robert Oswald Jr., am part of that Oswald family. My baby brother is Lee Harvey Oswald, the man who created the hell on earth we're in, the man who shot Kennedy. I'm sorry, Milo. I pray you don't hate me. Pray you can forgive me. I'm tired of carrying this. I'm a weak man. I'm not strong like you. You're stronger than I'll ever be. Keep going, Milo. Live, Milo. Robert.
The episode ends with Milo being left behind as he misses the departure of an airplane carrying Russian escapees. He realizes he must adapt to living as Robert and discovers the truth.
This show takes place around the late 1970s and early 80s and follows Milo on his perilous journey from the USSR to France to live his new life as a new man. Milo will use his wits and intelligence to survive his current radioactive environment as he travels 3,863 miles to France while reflecting on his past and relationship with Robert.
Current President Lyndon B. Johnson sent members of the NSA to track down Robert as they know he settled in the Soviet Union after JFK's assassination. The spies go after Milo, who they believe is Robert. When in France, Milo meets Camille Monet and attempts to disguise his Russian identity.
Camille and Milo begin to develop a relationship, but the NSA is closing in, revealing secrets and tensions that grow into life or death situations. So-hee Choi, an American spy blinded by her nationalism, is motivated to track down Robert. We discover that she's the chairwoman of the American terrorist group that set off the Russian explosion. Camille discovers Milo's true identity, which strains the relationship as she feels betrayed, motivating her to report him to the French government. Milo is on a mission to work around these obstacles to clear his name and to stay alive.
The show embodies a feeling of melancholy. Given the dark, serious nature of the show, utilizing muted colors would communicate to the audience that they're amidst a nuclear wasteland.
To amplify the immersion, the show would feature mutants and would be filmed in sets directly influenced by Russian and French architecture and design.
These selected soundtracks evoke the feel of the intended mood for this show. The score features a signature retro sound composers such as Yuri Hanon and Alexei Aigi.
The show navigates through the US, the Soviet Union, and France. In the US, the assassination of JFK occurs, and the show follows Milo as he escapes his homeland, the Soviet Union, to France, where he seeks asylum.
November 22nd, a title intentionally written without a year, is us rewriting history. Thank you for your time, and we hope we piqued your interest.